Hello everyone, Pierce Nation here. Welcome back to some more Yu-Gi-Oh! News. Unfortunately, they added some more Symphonic cards. Whatever those are. I don't really know what Symphonics are, but we'll get into it, and we will discuss some new things on the channel here, and we are not caring about this ad very much. Hang on. I was trying to keep my OBS up without losing it. But there, I guess. There we go. Alright. So we've already went over the heroic cards. I don't really see any new heroic cards. Whenever that too. So we're just going to go ahead and get on with the Symphonic cards. If you would like to see the heroic cards in detail, you can go to, I think, a video prior. And I talk about the heroic cards. They're not real special, but they have their own little unique twist. So apparently these are pendulums, and I don't really know pendulums all too well. I don't really use pendulums, and I don't see a big use for them. Let's see here. It's a level 3 wind, a pendulum effect. You can only use this card's pendulum effect once per turn. You can target one other Symphonic card you control. Return both it and this card to your hand. Let's see. You can only use each of the first and second effect monster effects of this card once per turn. That is weird wording, but okay. If Simp Amplifier is in your field zone, you can special summon this card from your hand, which is neat. If this card is special or normal summon, you can target one card in your pendulum zones, return it to your hand. Okay. That's somewhat useful. Symphonic Warrior DJs. Let's see. It's a pendulum. You can only use the second pendulum effect of this card once per turn. Okay, so they have pendulum effects and then their actual effect. That's fucking weird. Let's see. It says once per turn during your main phase, you can change one face down position Symphonic Warrior monster you control to face up defense position. If a Symphonic Warrior monster effect is activated, you can special summon this card from your pendulum zone. You can only use the first monster effect of this card once per turn. If this card is normal special summon, you can special summon one Symphonic Warrior monster from your deck in face down defense position, except Symphonic Warrior DJs or Simp Amplifier is in your field zone. You can special summon it to face up instead, but its effects are negated. It's kind of that's kind of not good. Got another pendulum here. More pendulums, Jesus. I guess got two more pendulums here, so it ain't that bad. Level 7 wind, Symphonic Warriors rock. It's a pendulum effect. It says you can only use the first pendulum effect of this card once per turn. First, during either standby phase, you can add one pendulum monster from your face-up extra deck to your hand. Second, when your opponent's monster declares an attack, you can destroy both it and this card. It's one tuner plus one non-tuner, so gonna assume that this is a synchro of some sort. I've never seen one like that. If you have, put in the comments. I've never seen one. So if that's what this is, and this is the first one, then that is amazing. I'm sure it's not, but again, I've never seen this card like this. So it says you can only use each of the first and second effects, monster effects of this card once per turn. Number 1, if this card is special summon, you can add one pendulum monster from your face-up extra deck to your hand. If Simp Amplifier is in your field zone, you can destroy one card on the field. If this card is in the monster zone, is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can place this card into your pendulum zone. So, Symphonic Warriors rock is going to pop off like a son of a bitch, and I could see how that goes off. Now this is General Probe, a continuous spell for the Symphonic Warriors. And let's see, it says you can only use each of the second and third effects of this card once per turn. meaning the first effect is continuous. It says, first effect, each time an effect of a Symphonic Warrior card is activated, place one Symphonic counter on this card when that effect resolves. Effect number 2. You can remove 3 Symphonic counters from your field, add 1 Symphonic monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, so that can go off there. It says, if you normal or special summon a Symphonic monster, you can add 1 amplifier from your deck to your hand. So that effect right there is very handy. And these 2 can go off every turn if you don't bounce us, which sets up for success. Not sure who's going to run these, but again, it sets you up for success. So we'll go to some news articles. We'll read a little bit. News, I guess. There we go. I think I went over the Witchcrafters. Sure. Let's go to the Albas structure deck and see what I guess is in there. Or is that it? No, I guess Albas is getting branded fusion. Is it in a certain set? I guess it says Dimension Force, or the newest one. It's supposed to be coming out, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, Branded Fusion is a normal spell. You can only activate this card once per turn. You cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck at the turn you activate this card, except fusion monsters. Neat. Number 1, fusion summon 1 fusion monster that lists Fallen of Albas as material by using 2 monsters from your hand, deck, or field as material. That will go off. That sets up a lot of potential for a lot of good decks. Wow. Let me go back. Let me see if it has for the Albas structure deck. It doesn't say like when it comes out. Like if I could find something on that, I would read it. Well, I mean, we're already on Albas, so let's go ahead and read these as well. We'll go ahead and make a good video out of this. So this is a new fusion monster called the Ice Blade Dragon Mirror Jade. It's a Wyvern fusion effect, a level 8 dark. It says 1 Fallen Albas, 1 fusion, Synchro, Exist, or Link monster. Easy to pull off, especially with that new branded fusion that we just seen. You can do this in a heartbeat. And it says you can only control 1 face up Ice Blade Jade Dragon Mirror Jade. So I would only run this as a 1 since you can only control 1 of them at a time. Excuse me. Okay. Effect 2. Once per turn, quick effect, you can send 1 fusion monster that lists Fallen of Albas as material from your extra deck to the graveyard. Banish 1 monster on the field. Also, this monster cannot use this effect next turn. Which sucks because you can use it this turn, wait 1 turn, and then you can do it again. Which sucks. Doesn't say you can't do it after that. If this fusion summoning card leaves the field by your opponent, you can apply this effect, destroy all monsters your opponent controls in the end phase. Neat. Man, I'm tired. Yep. So here we are. The Divine Flame Dragon Libyan. Level 8 light dragon fusion effect. 1 dark monster, 1 Fallen of Albas. You can use the first effect of this card once per turn. It has 1 effect, so imagine that. First, the only effect it has, if this card is fusion summon, you can discard 1 card, fusion summon 1 level 8 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck except Divine Flame Dragon Libyan by shuffling materials from your field, grave, or among your banished monsters. Also, for the rest of this turn, this card cannot attack, nor can you special summon monsters from the extra deck except fusion monsters. So Fallen Albas, I'm gonna say it's gonna be like remotely fusion, like you're not gonna really see anything else. I would say so. We got 2 more cards to talk about here. This is Branded Blade. It's a normal trap. You can use one of the first and second effects of this card once per turn. Effect 1, you can banish any number of branded spells from your graveyard, special summon that many Ice Blade tokens, and they're all level 8, 2500 attack, 2000 defense, which is neat. Effect 2, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one of your banished Fallen of Albas, or banish cards that's specifically listed in its text, which is big, add it to your hand, which that freaking reloads, so that's great. Branded Condemnation. The counter trap, which you don't see very many counter traps in today, but here's one. Which I'm all for, you know, traps, counter traps, the whole deal. When a spell or trap or monster effect that would be special summons a monster is activated, return to your extra deck 1 fusion monster you control that lists Fallen of Albas as material, or 2 fusion monsters in your graveyard that list Fallen of Albas as material, and if you do, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Neat. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 branded spell or trap in your graveyard except Branded Condemnation, add it to your hand. Again, really good card. I think the Fallen of Albas archetype is really starting to come together. I've read, what, 5, 6 cards today? What is it? 5 cards. I could stop yawning. But yeah, you know, I like it. I think it's gonna be good. So I've read just about all of these, except for Silent Honor, this one, Yacht Eyes, and the Makashi. And we can get to the rest later. Guess what we could do is I'll go ahead and I'll go over this since we're talking about pendulums. And we'll go over these 2 cards. There's... Man, I ain't got time for that right now. We'll make that for tomorrow. New card revealed for Duelist Abyss Alliance. I don't know where I got the alliance from in that. Oh, alliance. I meant asylum. Okay. I'm confused on what this is. CXYZ Nafil Asylum Chaos Knight. If I said that wrong, let me know. But I don't think I did. It's a rank 6 Aqua Xyz effect. 3 level 6 monsters. Not the most complicated thing to do here. You can also Xyz summon this card by using 1 Nafil Asylum Heth Knight you control as material. Transfer its materials to this card. You can only use the second effect of this card once per turn. First effect cannot be destroyed by card effects. Pretty good effect. Just effect number 2. You can detach 1 material from this card. Xyz summon from the extra deck 1 number Xyz monster that has a number between 101 and 107 in its name by using this card as material. Transfer its materials to that summoned monster, but destroy it during the opponent's next end phase. So I went over a bunch of number support cards and whatnot of all that. This is going to go with that because of this effect right here. Because you can detach 1 material and you can Xyz summon an Xyz monster that is between these quotas, which is big because you're probably going to want to run them depending on how often you can get into it and how frequently you can pull this off. I don't know. My decks will not use this, but you know, I will slowly over time go over cards, use different decks on EDO. I think tomorrow I'm supposed to be trying to learn Sword Soul, a Metal Sword Soul, and I'll do a video on it, and you guys can, you know, look through it and see like what you think of the deck, critique it, you know, put your comments down on it, you know, I'm trying to think here, I'm like half asleep, what you think should be in it and what you think should be out of it. Like extra deck, main deck, I don't really run sides in EDO. I just basically run my decks the way they are, because when I go to tournaments, I don't side deck a whole lot. I do it very few times. So, like I said, I'll eventually run into a deck where I have to use this archetype, because that's what we're going to get to here in the future. So, I mean, I really am liking the way that the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is starting to go. I think it's a good thing, and all total. But I'm going to end the video here because I am like half asleep, falling asleep, and I think this is good enough. I think I get my new segments out every day. Just do a little here, a little there, a little here, a little there. I'm basically hitting on all the big cards every single day. I feel like people really like getting the news more than, you know, everything else. So if you guys like these news segments, leave a like. Put your comments down below. What do you think of these cards that are coming out in the later sets? I mean, this card I've never even like thought of in my life. But anyway, I'm Pierce Nation, and I'll see you in the next video. Pierce Nation out.